San Fer 13, also known as San Fernando 13, is a notorious street gang based in the San Fernando Valley of Los Angeles, California. The gang has a long and violent history, dating back several decades, and is considered one of the oldest and most influential gangs in the area. Formation and early years. San Fer 13 originated in the San Fernando Valley during the mid-20th century. Initially, the gang was formed as a means of protection and community for young Hispanic men facing social and economic challenges. Over time, the gang's activities expanded, and it became involved in various criminal enterprises. Growth and expansion. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, San Fer 13 grew in numbers and influence. The gang established a strong presence in the San Fernando Valley, with numerous cliques operating in different neighborhoods. This period saw an increase in violent confrontations with rival gangs, as San Fer 13 sought to control more territory. Criminal activities. San Fer 13 is involved in a wide range of criminal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, robbery, and violent crimes. Drug trafficking, in particular, has been a significant source of income for the gang, with members distributing narcotics such as methamphetamine, cocaine, and marijuana. The gang is also known for its involvement in human trafficking and other organized crime activities. Rivalries and alliances. San Fer 13 has numerous rivalries with other gangs, including the Vineland Boys, the North Hollywood Boys, Dead End Boys, Pacoima, Latin Times Pacoima, LTP, Pacoima, aka Pacas, Pacoima Brown Stoner Locos, PBSL, Pacoima Cayuga Street Locos, PCSL, Pacoima Criminals, PCs, PC, Pacoima Crazy Boys, PCB, Pacoima Flats, PF, Pacoima Goleta Street, PGST, Pacoima Humphrey Boys, PHBs, Pacoima Ilex Street, PIXS, Pacoima Knock Knock Boys, PKKB, Pacoima Lev Boys, PLV, Pacoima Paxton Street Locos, PSL, PPXT, Pacoima Pierce Street Boys, PPB, PPSB, Pacoima Project Boys, aka Paca Project Boys, PJB, Pacoima South Side Locos, PSSL, Pacoima Terabellas, PTBST, PTBS, TBS, Pacoima Van Nuys Boys, PVNBS, PVNBZ, Pacoima Bon Street, PBS, PBST, and various other Hispanic and African American gangs in the Los Angeles area. These rivalries have often led to violent clashes and ongoing gang warfare. However, San Fer 13 also has alliances with other gangs, particularly within the Mexican Mafia, LAIM, which has helped to strengthen its position and influence. Law enforcement crackdowns. Over the years, law enforcement agencies have conducted numerous operations to curb the activities of San Fer 13. These efforts have led to the arrest and conviction of many high-ranking members. Despite these crackdowns, the gang continues to operate and maintain a presence in the San Fernando Valley. Recent incidents. A significant event highlighting the ongoing violence linked to San Fer 13 occurred on August 4, 2023, when Joseph Hutchinson was found stabbed to death in Men's Central Jail. Hutchinson, known as Capone, was a longtime member of the San Fer gang and an enforcer for Michael Torres, a high-ranking Mexican Mafia member who controlled rackets in Los Angeles County jails. This incident is believed to be connected to the recent killing of Torres. Details of the incident. LA County Sheriff's deputies conducting a security check at the downtown Los Angeles lockup discovered Hutchinson, 51, suffering from stab wounds in a cell he shared with another inmate. Hutchinson was pronounced dead at the scene. This incident came just a month after Torres, 59, was killed on the yard at California State Prison, Sacramento. Torres' death was followed by the murder of Stephanie Rodriguez, associated with Torres, in his mother's home in San Fernando. Joseph Hutchinson's role. Nicknamed Capone, Hutchinson sold drugs for Torres, collected his money, and ensured his orders were followed both behind bars and on the streets of the San Fernando Valley. Hutchinson was part of a crew led by Torres' longtime secretary, Virginia Big Verge Moore. Hutchinson was involved in a murder plot that led to the death of an innocent man mistaken for a delinquent debtor. Hutchinson's involvement in gang activities extended to managing drug sales and collecting money for Torres while he was incarcerated. Michael Torres and his influence. Michael Torres, a member of the Mexican Mafia, wielded significant control over the San Fernando Valley gangs from behind bars. His influence persisted even after he was jailed in 2003. Torres relied on Virginia Moore to handle his operations outside prison. Moore, a 400-pound woman with a severe medical condition, collected monthly payments from gangs under Torres' control. Hutchinson played a key role in enforcing these collections and ensuring compliance with Torres' orders. Legal proceedings and convictions. Hutchinson's criminal activities led to his prosecution for conspiring with Eulalio Lalo Martinez, another Mexican Mafia member, to control drug trade and other rackets in county jails. Hutchinson was convicted in 2016 and sentenced to 31 years to life. However, an appellate court reversed the judgment in 2022, and Hutchinson was awaiting retrial when he was killed. Ongoing investigations. The circumstances surrounding Hutchinson's death remain unclear, with no charges filed yet in connection to his murder. Meanwhile, the murder of Stephanie Rodriguez has also led to the arrest and charging of Torres' niece, Evelyn Torres. The investigation into these incidents continues, reflecting the persistent violence and complex dynamics within the gang and prison systems. Mexican Mafia leader Michael Mosca Torres stabbed to death in California prison. Michael Mosca Torres, a prominent Mexican Mafia member overseeing gangs in the San Fernando Valley and controlling drug and extortion rackets in Los Angeles County jails, was stabbed to death in prison on Thursday, according to authorities. Torres, 59, was attacked at 9:23 a.m. at California State Prison, Sacramento, New Folsom, where he was serving a 133-year-to-life sentence for attempted murder, conspiracy, weapons offenses, and witness tampering. He was pronounced dead at 10:30 a.m. Prison officials identified the assailants as Ray Cisco Martinez, 49, and Juan Angel Martinez, 47. Both men, who are not related, are serving life sentences for murder and other crimes. Ray Martinez is also a Mexican Mafia member. The motive behind Torres's murder is unclear, but his rise from the streets of San Fernando to control the largest county jail complex in the country made him many enemies. In 2005, a gang member told prosecutors, "The only game is greed," predicting Torres would one day be killed in prison. They step on each other's face to get to the top. The two killers. Ray Cisco Martinez. Ray Martinez, also known as Cisco, is a Mexican Mafia member who began his life sentence without parole in 1996 for first-degree murder and second-degree robbery, with enhancements for firearm use. Previously a member of MS-13, he joined the Mexican Mafia later. In June 2021, Martinez received an additional 22-year sentence for assault and weapon possession as a second striker. Juan Angel Martinez. Juan Angel Martinez, not related to Ray, began his life sentence with the possibility of parole in 1993 for attempted first-degree murder. He received another 4 years in 1997 for weapon possession and another 27 years in 2001 for attempted second-degree murder and assault on a peace officer, with an enhancement for inflicting great bodily injury. While the CDCR did not confirm his Mexican Mafia membership, his 13 tattoo suggests ties to Serrano gangs that support Lain. According to Mexican Mafia dropout René Boxer Enriquez, only a fellow member can kill a Lain member. Mosca's Mexican Mafia heritage. Originally from the San Fer gang, Torres was born in 1964 and imprisoned in 1982 for voluntary manslaughter. By 1991, he was listed as a Mexican Mafia associate, and in 1994, he was validated as a member upon his transfer to Pelican Bay State Prison. Sponsored by one of its founders, Luis Huero Buff Flores. Torres served 16 years for manslaughter and gang involvement before becoming the Mexican Mafia's sanctioned tax collector in the San Fernando Valley. Diablo, Smokey and Ghost. In June 2003, Torres killed David Diablo Mendoza, who falsely claimed Mexican Mafia membership. Torres shot Mendoza after confirming his gang status. Following the shooting, Torres's underlings attempted to kill Joe Smokey Neria, who had informed Torres about Mendoza's actions. Smokey survived and later testified against Torres. When arrested, detectives found bundles of cash hidden in Torres's mother's home and a list of books, including the Anarchist's Cookbook and Get Anyone to Do Anything and Never Feel Powerless Again. Ploy to remain in LA County Jail. Torres, with a fifth-grade education, acted as his own lawyer to prolong his stay in Men's Central Jail, where he was collecting a tax on all drug sales. Witnesses testified that Torres was motivated by the substantial income he generated while in the county jail. Witness intimidation. Smokey, in custody on an unrelated charge, received a threat from a woman visiting him, warning not to cooperate with the police. Believing the note came from Torres, Smokey cooperated and testified about the shooting. Diablo Mendoza initially denied knowing his shooter but later, under suspected Mexican Mafia pressure, claimed Smokey shot him. Mendoza was killed in 2008 by an unidentified assailant. Federal indictment with Aryan Brotherhood. At the time of his death, Torres was under a 2019 indictment in federal court, charged with conspiring with the Aryan Brotherhood to traffic heroin. The case involved Aryan Brotherhood members such as Ronald Renegade Yandel, William Willie from Norco Sylvester, Daniel Danny Troxel, and Travis Burhop on federal racketeering charges, including drug trafficking and murders as predicate acts. The investigation, which started in 2014, revealed that Torres had coordinated the sale of heroin to the Aryan Brotherhood. Authorities seized heroin connected to Torres from a Burhop-linked stash house in Fontana, California. Conversations between gang members disclosed plans to purchase larger quantities of heroin from Torres at discounted prices, aiming to establish a cartel. LA County Jail and street taxes. In 2016, Torres seized control of the Los Angeles County jail system from his Folsom prison cell, following the death of Mexican Mafia member Eulalio Lalo Martinez. Torres managed the kitty, a commissary item pot, and a 33% tax on drug sales, distributing proceeds among Mexican Mafia members. Outside jail, he taxed gangs and drug dealers, investing the cash in legitimate businesses and real estate. Torres asked for transfer to General Pop. Torres was initially housed in administrative segregation but served as his own attorney and wrote several handwritten motions demanding that he be placed back into the general population. He claimed that his restrictive housing impaired his ability to mount an effective defense and caused him to suffer from claustrophobia. Federal prosecutors countered the motion, arguing that Torres was a danger to others and citing incidents where he was caught with a handcuff key and a note discussing heroin sales. Current status. Today, San Fer 13 remains a formidable force in the gang landscape of Los Angeles. While law enforcement efforts have disrupted some of their operations, the gang continues to adapt and find new ways to sustain its criminal enterprises. San Fer 13's history of violence and crime continues to impact the communities in which it operates. Conclusion. Michael Mosca Torres' rise to power within the Mexican Mafia was marked by violence, strategic alliances, and a ruthless drive for control. His death in prison highlights the volatile and dangerous world of organized crime within the prison system. As authorities continue to investigate his murder and dismantle the criminal networks he helped build, the legacy of his influence within the Mexican Mafia and beyond remains a stark reminder of the pervasive reach of prison gangs. San Fer 13's history is marked by growth, violence, and persistent criminal activity. From its origins in the mid-20th century to its current status, the gang has remained a significant and dangerous presence in the San Fernando Valley. Despite law enforcement efforts to dismantle the gang, San Fer 13 continues to pose a threat to public safety and remains a prominent player in the criminal underworld of Los Angeles. The gang's deep-rooted connections to the Mexican Mafia and the recent murders of high-ranking members like Michael Torres and Joseph Hutchinson underscore the ongoing violence and power struggles within the organization. San Fer 13 remains deeply entrenched in criminal activities, impacting communities and posing significant challenges to public safety.